Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we're at a point in this game. Remember, Mother 1, what we're playing here, this is the prequel to EarthBound, the game that most people are familiar with for the Super Nintendo. It is a good game, it has excellent music, it has a cool battle system, it's pretty unique. It is also not aged very well. Neither have most NES-era RPGs, so there's a lot of grinding you have to do. You're going to see us trying to get through this desert, and it's really likely that as we progress through the desert, one of our party members doesn't have to die, and we're going to have to come back to the starting town and go all the way back. Yeah, you should play, I would start with EarthBound, Dio, rather than EarthBound Beginnings, since it has aged much more well. This is just an issue with it being an NES game. You can pick it up if you have a Wii U on the Virtual Console. It's not particularly expensive, it's like $7 or something. I recommend it to everyone. But seeing it a little bit on stream here, seeing EarthBound Beginnings, I think will be cool for you, because then you can kind of pick up on how EarthBound is nostalgic about this game. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's the fault of Mother. It's not so much that NES RPGs didn't age well as the genre like made some really huge progress. Lots of progress have been made in the RPG genre since these first games back in the day, like Final Fantasy 1. You know, like platforming, 2D platforming hasn't really changed since Mario for the most part. It's still the same thing. So you can go back and play Mario 1 and you're getting kind of the same experience that you did when it first released, but today's RPGs are usually quite a bit different. They're not anywhere near as grindy, for example. But what you're looking at when you're playing EarthBound Beginnings is what Japan thinks America was like in the 80s. And when you play EarthBound, it's what Japan thinks America was like in the 90s. So instead of having swords and spells, you have like a baseball bat and a yo-yo. Yeah. They realized what did and didn't work. And there are still grindy modern RPGs that are like almost being nostalgic in their mechanical setup. Groucho, if you don't attack him, he just says hello and gives you some XP, so we're not going to fight him, we're going to use guard. You have to wait a certain number of turns for him to do it, though, I think. I think it's just a feature of RPGs. I think he does. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Legend of Zelda aged quite well, I agree. I think Link to the Past improved on it in just about every way. Some of the issues with the original Legend of Zelda was the game world didn't really hint some things to you in any way. There was no conveyance, for example, for where you're supposed to bomb walls. Like, you just have to guess, you have to have a map, you have to try bombing every single pixel. Which seems fun in principle. It's like, yeah, you have this whole world to explore, you'll probably be playing it forever before you find everything. But I think from a gaming perspective, Link to the Past did it a little bit better, where there's some kind of clue suggesting that you have to bomb something, for example. Handles the conveyance side of things better. See, I don't think it's an issue with the NES as a platform, it's just RPGs as a genre. Come a long way in 30 years. Get used to that cave, we're going to be seeing it a lot. We have an item that lets us return whenever we want to that safe town Magicant. That means we have to walk back to wherever we were before. Yeah, I want to play Undertale really bad. And will be in like 2 weeks or so. Yeah, it's inspired by mostly EarthBound for the Super Nintendo, but also Mother 3, which I recommend you play as well. I would say you could probably skip this one, EarthBound Beginnings. It's a cool game, but if you don't already have some kind of nostalgia for the series holding you to it, you might get tired of it and never actually try EarthBound or Mother 3. So I'd start with EarthBound, After you beat that, play Mother 3, and then if you're, you know, really into the series, come back and give Mother 1 a try. You could pick up, someone did a emulated version of the GBA re-release of Mother 1 and 2 that includes an item called an Easy Ring that greatly increases the amount of experience and money you get from each kill. So it kind of helps with the grindiness issue. But I expect to pull Undertale in, not next week, but maybe the week after that. What I'd like to do. Next week is a 2-hour block week. I might just do an Undertale day since it's so short. But we'll put it opposite to Zelda Day. That'd be pretty cool, Marco. I'd love to see more stuff in Mario Maker from all the series that are represented. Oh, sure, I see what you mean. When they did a re-release. Yeah, this game could do for a tweak. They could make this game look like EarthBound, and they could tweak the numbers a little bit, and I think it could hold up. It's a non-zero effort to make that happen, and they don't have the original creator, Itoi, involved to do it, right? Yeah, I mean, that would be really cool. A lot of these older NES games benefit a lot from a full makeover. Like a good example is the original Metroid. It actually hasn't aged very well, but Zero Mission is outstanding. Like, Zero Mission makes up for any of the flaws in the original Metroid. Give a EarthBound Zero Mission. For now, I just tell everyone, if you have a Wii U, please buy both of these games. Just throw money at Nintendo. They need to know that people want to play them, because that increases hope that they'll release an official translation of Mother 3 someday. Do a pacifist run on the first run? You don't have to kill anything? I know very little about Undertale. Yeah. Or Iwata. It's a good choice, Dio. Zero Mission is great. I say it a lot on this stream, but Zero Mission I think is the best video game remake ever made. It is perfectly in the spirit of the original Metroid, and it adds so much on top of it without betraying the original game. Yeah, no spoilers I've gotten so far. Be pretty cool. Now, Itoi has said he doesn't want to make, he doesn't want to make another Mother game. He says he wants to play the next Mother game. You have, like, alternatives to killing things in the game, right? Also, does the game broadcast that to you if you beat it after killing something, that, hey, you need to play this again without killing anything? I'd be okay playing it for like 12 hours. If it's 2 playthroughs, it's not a big deal. Oh. No scrolling health. That might actually kill Anna. Ugh. And already we gotta turn around. Energy robot. Is there still a mechanic to not killing things? Like... I see. Let's go back and res Paula. I mean... Get ready for a lot of that. The song is called Pollyanna, and it's really cool. It's also in Smash Brothers. You might recognize this as one of the songs that can play in Ness's Onett stage. If you Google Mother Pollyanna, there's a really cool version that they put out around the same time this game released in Japan. It has English lyrics, but it's like a pop song. Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool. I wouldn't feel too bad about telling me that's spiky. I'm sure that someone looking for a blind playthrough would pop in and say that. I can try doing that. I like doing don't kill anyone playthroughs in like Metal Gear Solid, and that's very different. I might want to do it with killing stuff on the first playthrough just to experience what happens when you level up. Yeah, probably getting a different experience by doing Pacifist my first run through it. Having the foresight to do that. That'd be okay to do it twice. Oh, wait a minute. Did I get confused on where the train was going? It's cool. We're getting XP for an N10 and Lloyd this whole time, so not a total waste. I wish there was like a repel item you could use in this to turn down the random encounters a teensy bit. Actually go in this? Can. Huh. I don't think I want to, though. Go back to town to resurrect on him. This song also appears in EarthBound. The music that plays when you fight the New Age retro hippie. I think they give you asthma. Don't think it lasts outside of combat though. Life up. It'll be great once I can res people myself. Eventually you get an ability that lets you do that. Right now I gotta go back to a hospital to pick her up. Okay. Here we go, back to town. I go find hospital. I think there is one. Now we can go back to Magic Camp to res her. Ah. Duncan Cup. Okay. What does it say? There's the hospital. It's not too expensive, too. If it's really expensive, we might not. Just brought her here. 190, that's not too bad. Cool. Maybe I'll try to do it on a Monday so that, if we run a little bit late, it's not a big deal. That's expensive, but I'll take the money. I mean, I've got lots of extra money in the ATM right now and nothing to spend it on just yet. Okay, so we know now that we have to really heal everybody up. Hey, Skyhawk. How you doing? I'm doing alright. It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. I haven't played Life is Strange, but I intend to on stream. I might talk my wife into playing that with me. I think she'd like that game. It is an awesome game, so it's a candidate to be played for sure. I might do it non-pacifist my first run. Like, I guess, how different is it on your second go-through? Does it feel like a different game? I guess we'll see. Oh man, Dio, you would really like Mother 3. You gotta play it. Play EarthBound first, because it does tie into Mother 3 quite a bit more. Hey, I didn't know Ness would heal in auto. Only when they're like almost dead though, it's not the smartest AI. Basically the same game, sure. Yeah, so I guess it's either about 6 hours or 12 hours. Right on. I'll probably do, I know it's a fan game, Mother 4 when it comes out. Just wish they wouldn't have called it Mother 4. They get themselves in trouble. Especially if Nintendo ever decides to make a Mother 4. Call it like Terra Movin' or something, like synonyms for EarthBound. Some killing followed by pacifist run, gotcha. Alright, we gotta be really careful about that energy robot. Unlike EarthBound and Mother 3, you don't have scrolling health in this game. In those two games... Oops, I mean to do that. In those two games, you have to be very careful. The way it works is whenever you take damage, it actually makes your health start scrolling down, like a meter, and you don't actually die until your health reaches 0. So certain enemies blow up when they die, and it's not that big of a deal because you can just make sure you finish the battle before their health finish scrolling. But not the same for these things. Since there's no scrolling health, we don't have that advantage now. Alright, so we want to make sure that Anna is all topped off before we try to kill this thing. Guess we could also run from it. Nintendo seems to go first, that's good. As long as he's hitting Nintendo and Jeff, we're okay. Or Lloyd, I should say. Okay. Heal everybody up outside of combat here. You got lots of PP, power, psychic points, so we should be okay for that. Okay, I could do that, Spiky. I'll think a little bit on it. It'll be a couple weeks before we do it. Totally play it, though. I hear the game has Homestuck references in it, too. I used to follow MS Paint Adventures way back in the day when they were doing Problem Sleuth, and caught up on Homestuck for about its first year. Thought it was really, really funny. Oh, some Homestuck fans are crazy, though, so... Yeah. It certainly makes the enemies that blow up as their final attack make a lot more sense in the Super Nintendo where it can scroll. So it's not always just flat-out murder. Oh, yeah? Oh, the guy who made Undertale did music for Homestuck. That's cool. Homestuck has awesome music. It's worth reading it. It's very, very funny. The author has a great comedy style. Man, these scorpions aren't screwing around. Hopefully we'll get a bunch of XP and Anna will catch up and level a little bit here. Oh, she has life up gamma now? That's cool. I guess she's always had life up gamma, she just never had life up alpha. The same music shows up in EarthBound when you're in the desert there, it's pretty cool. I should probably pull up a map of this place, do a mother walkthrough. Don't really know where my next move is. Yeah. Let's start using psychic powers on these guys too. She can attack the other one with her PK beam, so she's not wasting anything. Fire? That hits both of them, doesn't it? Yeah, nice. Want that. Yeah, we're in the Yucca Desert. I can at least pull up a map of the place. Right, this place is huge. Guess we could just go straight southeast. That also takes us to a town, and we can walk back here from there. Virtual Console re-release for Mother 3 on the 3DS would be outstanding, Marco. Man, I would be so happy. Yeah, right, Spiky? Draw your own map. Which has its merits. It's kind of fun when you do that, but hard to write a game that requires that, you know? Yeah, it's mostly empty, gigantic map, exactly. Hey, fire's pretty good. Okay, so Ness is strong enough to kill one of the Omega Saucers on his own. Good to know. Oh yeah? Yeah, it's nice when it's actually in-game. I actually couldn't do it back in these days. Uh-oh. Wait, we don't want to kill that energy robot. Jeez, hopefully it doesn't die before I get another turn here. Okay. We need to heal Anna up to full so she can survive it blowing up. Use life up beta on herself. Okay, that's fine. Jeff's gonna whiff. Or Lloyd's gonna whiff, I should say. Okay, let's kill it now. That's really cool, Mega Man. Anna died anyway. Oh well. That was at max health, so there's nothing we could have done about it. We just had to deal with her being dead, I guess. Go straight up, see if we can find this thing. Yeah, we can kill easily, I think. Nancy's defense increased by 170, good lord. Disregard the kind of easily, I need to get a smash attack. I don't think he has any... Do defense down, I guess. Probably not worth it, we should just run. This is gonna take forever for me to kill him. Ooh, freeze gamma. Almost killed Jeff in one hit. Oh, that's cool, Mega Man. I'll have to play a Tree Odyssey someday. Lucky us. Whew. Game is brutal, man. These are just random encounters, ain't even boss fights. I think that's another design decision that really came to fruition in later RPGs. It's not always true, but it's that most of the challenge in the game should be from boss fights. There might be some specific mechanics you have to pay attention for in regular battles, Like, watch out for the Malboro. Don't let it use bad breath on you, or be prepared for when it uses bad breath. But most modern RPGs are not in a position where any random fight can just wipe you. That's probably better designed for the most part. Oh, that's cool, Spiky. We don't want her... There it is. We can try reducing her defense. See if that helps at all. Put Def down. Wow, that costs a lot of PP. I don't know if no effect either. Ooh, free scam. We gotta run. That's so close to being dead though. If we could just land a critical hit. Now we gotta go. Petrinatus E4. I've had people tell me that while the games are really cool, they're also quite grindy, so... Phone's blowing up, sorry, no, it's good sound. Right, let's go east. Yeah, we can kill these things, not too much trouble. So, like, should I play one Etrian Odyssey, or is there like any major differences between them, if that makes sense? No, didn't know Healing Gamma picked up sleeping characters. Would have just taken a hit from Jeff and gotten up. Probably need to heal Jeff again. Ooh. So much for that. We're gonna try to get Ninten up to this next dungeon that gets us to a new exit from Magicant. I'll probably be able to resist any damage coming in here. This is what I'm talking about, though, regular fights just being so dangerous, you know? Can easily wipe. Could do life up, but I'm gonna try hitting the second one real quick, and then I'll do life up. Man, I really just gotta kill that second one. Please miss, please miss. Shit, that's really bad. Okay, that's fine. The other one needs to hit him and wake him up. Or miss again, and then Ninten just wakes up on his own. Nope. Okay, now he's up. Crap. Of course he does. Do life up. I don't know what that fourth dimensional slip spell that Ninten has does. Okay, good. Why don't you use... Okay, dodge, good. Now we're ahead of the game. Let's kill the second one. I think this will kill it. Come close anyway. Not quite. One more. Shoot. Might die. Oh, I didn't wake up from getting hit either. Thought that was guaranteed. Oh, that's really cool, Mega Man. Guaranteed run? Oh, okay. Thanks, dude. Not enough BP. The other one needs to cast... Shoot. And that's it. So we lose whatever money was on us, but it's not game over. Yeah. Keep our XP. We didn't have that much money on us. We've been really careful about keeping that deposited. But we're all the way back here now. That's okay. We know where we're going. We gotta get to that monkey grotto, and we gotta keep everybody alive on the way. Yeah, welcome to Mother 1, and its brutal difficulty. And it's like the characters that are most likely to die are the ones that are low level and need to be alive in order to get XP. We especially have to look. I might just start using fourth dimensional slip to run away from fights where, like that enemy that can explode. We can't risk that next time. It's too big of a hit. Right. Mm-hmm. You don't get to interact with the game in any way, right? What's frustrating about it? We can try talking. Well, I'm wondering if we should try fighting the dragon. I might give it a shot. That sounds cool. I've wanted to play a game that uses status effects really well. Haven't really done one before. Okay, let's see, what does Anna have access to right now? See her powers and state, maybe? Yeah. I remember when you fight this dragon, you can use PSI block on it. Makes it a bit easier. We'll go give it a shot. It gives a whole bunch of experience, so if Anna can survive the fight... Also, we just save, so if we die again, it just takes us right back here. It'd be nice to get her some XP, though. If you cast PSI block, though, he wastes a whole bunch of turns trying to cast magic on you, or cast psychic powers on you, and misses every time. It's pretty good. What'd he get? Hopefully something good. Oh, come on. There we go. Healing pie, I guess? Shield alpha. Oh, quick up. Can't see what these do, unfortunately. One of those games. Alright, right, left, right. Let's try fighting this dragon. Oh, that's kind of cool. So they give you an incentive to use your status elements. Now that's a smart solution. That helps address the opportunity cost problem. So you have to kill the enemy while it's poisoned or while it's asleep. Fan of that. They have that kind of in Pokemon too, right? Where some wild Pokemon are more likely to be caught if you put them to sleep and or paralyze them. Don't remember if that stacks, like they're both asleep and paralyzed. There's a decent chance this dragon will kill us. We can always come back and fight it later. It would just be cool if we could kill them and get a bunch of XP for Jeff and Anna. Mm-hmm. And that they're not bad. Telepathy. All right. Look how happy he is. Give him attack. Oh, what does laser beam do? So, fuck. That's a pretty big upgrade. Maybe we just need to use that in more battles. Holy shit. Wow. No effect. Crap. I want that. He still almost died in a single hit. That's awful. I'm excited for Fallout 4. Okay, laser beam is infinitely usable. It's good to know. It's like a tool. You try PSI block. Not gonna save him, hopefully it hits an N10. Yeah, now it's really hard. Let's use defense up again. Let's have Jeff guard. Maybe he can stay alive. We really need this PSI block to land. Oh, they maxed out? Okay. Even them being maxed out, it still hits for like 100. Jeff's dead. Happens. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna lose. That's okay. Didn't have any stuff on us to run out of, so we'll have to try him again when everyone's at like 25 plus. It's gonna hit both of them for a lot. There, I think it finally landed. Alright. Let's see if they can do it together. I mean, it wouldn't be too bad if they just survive through this together. Intense defense drop. Okay. Try doing some offense ups. And N10. Just keep Anna on heal duty. That's a pretty big upgrade. I'll do another defense up to make up for the stuff we just lost, and with her, she's got nothing to use right now. We can do PSI shield beta. I think that just defends against psychic attacks though, and we just silenced him. Alright, so do you have anything else you could possibly cast? Cast offense up on himself one more time just to make sure he's capped. And then she can try casting some... We can try paralysis. Funsies. Okay, it's not too bad. Hey, I think it landed. Oh, no effect on the dragon. Fine. Okay. Let's try beam, and then we'll try freeze and see which one's better. 105 damage, pretty good. She's got to heal herself next turn. Smash. 164. Don't hit Anna, don't hit Anna. Good. Try using life up gamma on N10. It's okay. No, she should just heal herself. We'll hope the dragon doesn't target her. Or we could kill the dragon. Alright, GG. Take that, dragon. Hopefully Anna gets a shitload of XP. We need to get her to like level 20 at least. No, it's not a shitload, but it's some. I think that's part 6 of the melody, and there's still one more that we haven't gotten in between. Yeah, see, the melody in the bottom right corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1, so there's still another one we gotta get. That said, I need to go back so we can res Jeff and then heal at the inn. Technically, Anna gets slightly more XP in that fight because Jeff was dead. You actually share experience in this. Wasn't uncommon in that day and age. Alright, let's rest. I'm gonna go grab some more repel rings. I think they sell them here somewhere. Let me look around. I don't remember which store it is. What's up, dude? buy a couple of these. Oh, I don't have any more money. That's fine. I think there's an ATM somewhere in town, but buy one for now. Try to get to the next dungeon with it. I'll hit the save point down here since we killed the dragon, so I don't have to do that again. Overall, went pretty well. I think it's just that offense up and defense up are extremely strong in this game. And usually those kinds of powers are quite weak. Like if you ever play Mother 3, I highly recommend you use the stat boost psychic powers. They're very, very strong. And almost every character has access to them in some way. In boss fights, you don't need them in regular fights. Mother 3 has the rhythm combat thing too, which is really cool. If you keep tapping the button and beat with whatever the song is playing, you can get combos off. It means that certain fights become easier or harder based on the song that's playing in the background, which is a really cool design decision. I'd love to see Final Fantasy do something like that. They add certain songs in the game that are specifically set up to be difficult to keep the beat with. Let's use that repel ring, huh? They're randomized spiky whenever you gain a level. Mm-hmm. Dang it, repel ring. It's Ulrich Babyhead. I see, yeah. Big deal in this game, holy shit. I mean, you go from doing 20 damage per hit to 100 damage per hit with offense up. You just cast it once. Big deal. Repel ring doesn't seem to be doing a lot, does it? Might be based on the level of the person who casts it or the average level of the party or something, and Anna's still pretty low. Ah, right. I'm with you, Spiky. Is what? There you go, Mom's eyes. Cool. Guarding, get ourselves that bonus XP. Come on, Groucho. Say hello and leave. Give me your XP. There he goes. Now see, listen to me. Oh man, the random encounter rate in this game is brutal. It's so nice that later games have dealt with that. Oh no! Paperclip, did you get them from, are they like Totino's pizza rolls? Totino's recently made these like buffalo chicken bites that I was kind of excited about because I really like pizza rolls, and they were not as good as I hoped. Actually kind of nasty. The OG pizza rolls, man, that's where it's at. So what's the difference? Why are they... What's the difference between Etrian Odyssey 2 and Etrian Odyssey Untold 2, you know? They are Totinos, man. That sucks. I mean, what's bacon really gonna add? There's already, presumably, some amount of ham in the pepperoni, right? Triple pepperoni ones are pretty good. Sorry to hear that. That's, that brings me great dismay. Although your warning has spared me, I would have seen them at the supermarket and gotten all hyped. And come home to great sadness, so. You are kind to have seen despair first. Shared your warning. Keep going north. Combination's pretty good. I like putting cayenne pepper if you like spicy anything. Put cayenne pepper on pizza rolls. That is my jam. Though my wife will tell you I put cayenne pepper on everything. It's a maniac truck. We got a 3DS remakes. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a remake in the sense that Zero Mission's a remake, right? Gotcha. Let's get back to the desert. What mysterious power? Sweet and sour calamari. Zero Mission's a good comparison. Cool. And I guess we gotta create 3 tiers of remake. There's the mild retexture, which is like the Final Fantasy X. It's more of a re-release. There's Zero Mission, where it's just a completely revamped game from the ground up, and then there's something in the middle of those two. Now, winner is you, Marco. Your winner is, it's like the truck game. I never played it, but I've heard that meme when people say, like, a winner is you, which is from some other, like, NES game. Alright, we're gonna 4th dimensional slip, because this thing has a really high chance of killing Ana in one hit, and I ain't even trying to hear that. Sounds pretty good, D-Rock. Called it the Dylan Special. Big Rigs? Yeah. Never played it, but I've heard of it. Dig this song. EarthBound Desert Song. And it also features in exact same song as in the desert in EarthBound proper. This game was so close to being released in the US. This actually, they didn't do a retranslation or anything, they just were planning on localizing it. They went to all the trouble of translating it to English, and then right around when it was time to launch, the Super Nintendo was already out, and they're like, ah, screw it. Like, no one's gonna buy this weird, quirky NES game. So they never launched it. But somebody, I don't know how this happened, but somebody got their hands on the cartridge, like one of the test cartridges, and shipped it out to someone who ripped the ROM, and it became available on the internet. So it wasn't a fan translation that people were playing, but they were playing the original version. Nintendo didn't have to do any extra work to re-release this. They just had to put the ROM on the Virtual Console. Oh yeah, Dylan Special is pizza with feta cheese, double pepperoni, and banana peppers. Spicy sauce. If you ever go to Columbus, Ohio, let me know. Did you ever get to try Cane's, D-Rock? Talking about that ways ago. Yeah, 25 years later, it finally gets released. I'm sure the people who worked on the localization were happy about that. You a fan of the series, Paperclip? Mother? Alright, so we're looking at this map, because we're not crazy enough to do this without a map. We're gonna go up when we see... Oh, you gotta get on it, man. It's the best. All they have are chicken fingers and sauce. It's really, really good. It's the best. Ooh, Anna has super healing, which I think that's the thing that resurrects people, right? Heck yeah, Paperclip, where do you live? You gotta get on Canes. Whenever a restaurant only has like one thing on their menu, they probably do that one thing really well, right? And indeed they do. They just have these really good like marinated chicken fingers in this cane sauce. Ooh, that sounds pretty good, man. I need to get myself like a A+ calzone. And I'm not proud to say most of my calzone experiences with Pizza Hut. Ah, that's cool, Spiky. Gotcha, gotcha. I wish they had canes out here. I'm in California now. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Vegas, nice. Yeah, I'm over in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, where my wife's job is. Oh, you have canes in Vegas? Oh my god, I gotta spread west. They're in Vegas, maybe there can't be any. My wife's probably gonna get a job here in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Canes, New Mexico. It's also in the desert, right? Ah, no luck. One day. It's a special thing we can get. Who had a new PSI power and what'd they get? D-Rock, you said super healing is the one that lets you res people, right? Unfortunately, a shield off is what I got. Unfortunately, my shitty character who dies in one hit is the one who can res people now. Boston. Scorpidorp. I'm gonna multi-attack one. I don't know how many hits they take. It's a more realistic looking version of the scorpions we were running into earlier. Super healing. Gotcha. I hope Ness learns it eventually, because she's the one that I need to be using super healing on. Maybe we'll get really crazy unlucky and Jeff will die at some point, and I'll be able to pick him up. No, that's excessive. Let's have him just use Life Up Alpha on both of them. I think this will take me straight to the Monkey Grotto if I'm doing it right. Very close to it anyway. Should be able to see it if nothing else. Alright, punch, kick, punch, it's all in the mind. If you want to test me, I'm sure you'll find the things I'll teach you are sure to beat you. Nevertheless, you'll get a lesson from teacher. Now kick. Ah. Anna. Make me so sad. Alright, we're gonna do Barbot, Barbot. These guys give a decent amount of XP, and they're not too hard, they're not huge risk. As long as it's not those guys that explode. Hey, look at that. Franklin badge. But there's no effect. Oh, game. There we go. Congrats to Jeff. Some HP by 1. Oh, that's more than 0. People? Some conveniences they add into EarthBound, for example, if a heal is enough to max somebody's health out, it says that their health is maxed out. Ooh. This guy always show up here? Don't think we're supposed to fight this guy this way. We need to try to run. I think we need to have like a tank or something to get past him. Good Lord God Almighty. Yeah, we're dead. We got some level ups out here though, so it wasn't all a waste. Now we know where to go. Yep. Sorry, Jeff. Yeah, try again. Good Lord. Welcome to Mother 1. There's supposed to be like a special thing we need. Yeah, exactly. We have to go somewhere else in the desert. Now, if there was a giant robot standing out front, I might have thought about that, but now it appears as though it's a random encounter is the problem. Get some more repel rings, so they didn't do us many favors last time. Though Anna's higher level now, so that helps. So is Jeff. Every time we die, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? Hey, Dehan. Welcome back. Oops. Playing, guys, we're playing EarthBound Beginnings for another 28 minutes. It will return on stream in the future. Since this is a bit of a longer game, as it requires quite a bit of grinding, I don't have EarthBound Beginnings set into stone for the normal stream schedule. If you're new today, trying to play through and beat every awesome single-player game ever made, knowing that there's too many of them to play them all in one lifetime, we're trying anyway. So other games on the schedule include like Final Fantasy, Metroid, working through Zelda Wind Waker, and the rest of the Zelda series. That sounds like your jam. We'd be happy to see you any other day of the week. Otherwise, just check the schedule, usually updated on Monday mornings, to see when EarthBound Beginnings will return. We will be playing until we beat it. You can also check my YouTube channel if you wanted to catch up on my EarthBound and Mother 3 playthroughs that I already finished. Those are the first two games that I did on stream a long time ago. YouTube.com/Marstead. Thanks, D-Rock. Hey, Yahan. Happy drunk, Yahan. Yahan is our friend from Finland. Alright, sure. Could grab another repel ring, but it didn't really seem to do anything last time, did it? Like, we still got into all these random battles against enemies that die in one hit. I don't think we get any new equipment for our party for a good while either. Maybe when we get to Youngtown eventually. Would go. And I definitely will put you back to the nearest save point and lose half your money versus the much more punishing lose experience or reload your save death penalty that a lot of other games have. So that's a feather in Mother 1's cap. But it hasn't aged the most well. But which NES RPG has, really. Alright. I don't know if any of you guys have ever dorked around in something like RPG Maker, but balancing an RPG is really, really hard. Making it so that it's mostly challenging the whole way through, but never requires you to grind, but also isn't set up so that you can't just, like, grind for an hour and completely blow through all the content after that with no problems. It's very challenging. And it's more than just, like, stat tweaking. It's true, Spiky, I agree. Yeah. Modern design usually just does away with death penalty entirely, which I think is probably the way to go. Your penalty for dying is that you died. you failed. You feel bad about failing, you don't want to fail again. Maybe you go back a little bit to try again. I guess it becomes a problem if your death penalty is so mild that the player is incentivized to like throw their corpse at something until they win. That's not fun either, so you gotta find a little bit of a common ground point. For example, it's not particularly fun playing an arcade port of, say, one of the Ninja Turtles brawlers because you just have infinite coins. So, you know, don't try to dodge attacks, just whenever you die, press the button and you get back up. Rubber banding XP curve, that's kind of smart. That's how, like, MMOs handle it, right? Oh, I mean like enemies that are shared across the series, like how Malboros are in multiple Final Fantasies. Zombies tend to be weak against the cure spell and the like. Now it's like, I could go in and save in this town so that when we die we get sent back here, but I don't think I'm going to, and my thought on that is that I'd have to spend a lot of money to resurrect people and stay at the hotel, and it's like probably just worth walking back. Cool, man. Yeah, not next week, but the following week, I think. Worst case, the week after that. Second or third week of November. Random battle rate in this game, dude. I took a step, like half a step, and I was already in a fight. These guys are nasty because they give you asthma. They hit really hard. Okay. Feature reference, Nintendo can kill the truck in one attack, and he goes before they do, so... Going. Jack Frost is Atlas's mascot. Is he like a snowman? Anyone been strayed by a skunk before? I don't know anyone who actually has been. I know the whole like you gotta take baths in tomato soup or something. I've seen skunks and smelled skunks. I've never been sprayed. Bear. Who is driving car? Oh my god, Bear is driving car. How could this be? Ow. Holy shit, some rando bear almost one-shot Let's try to correct that. Life up. Beta? How much does that heal? 60? Oh, okay, so beta's enough to max her out. Lesson learned. Yeah, go for it, Mega Man. Okay, so we need to go... I need to bring some cash with me to do this, I think. I'm in trouble for not having any money on me. I need to walk back into town. I gotta run from this fight, though. I cannot fight the thing that blows up. It'll kill Anna. Get some XP on the way. I think fourth dimensional slip would like be a time travel thing. Alright. Rolling back to town to get some money. Need to have cash to do this next part. Hopefully we don't get killed by them. We'll lose all our money we took. Kinda sucks in EarthBound 0 to be dying all the time. Take a second truck. Oh, gotcha. Right on. Cute. Awesome, Yahan. 2:40 a.m. on Saturday, and you met some old friends with some potent drinks. Excellent. Despite being on European time, our friend Yahan often tunes in because of his insomnia. And before Bob Ross became the Bob Ross of Twitch, I was trying to be the kind of chill Bob Ross of Twitch voice to lull you to sleep. Getting too excited about anything. So I completely understand if you leave me, Yahan, and go watch Bob Ross instead, since he actually is Bob Ross. I was watching that stream today, it's pretty cool. I mean, to some extent, because there's so many people in chat, the chat's cancer, but it's less cancer than I've seen in other streams. Or at least it's well moderated or something. There's people in there that are banning you for being a butt. Yeah, it's all reruns, it's true. Bob Ross rests in peace. Still pretty cool of them, though. I said, for every, you know, Twitch kitty, the Kappa spammers out there sitting in that chat ironically, I hope that, you know, 1 out of 100 of them is actually getting something out of it. Oh. Wow, that's... Yeah, you're not kidding, Spiky, that's a big deal. But... Alright, let's go to the department store to go to the ATM. Gotta use our cash card because this is the days before convenience. Not brave enough to go to sleep yet. Are you still drinking, Yahan? I'll go ahead and save. It's right here. Does the game make it really clear what their weakness is, or are you left guessing like some Final Fantasy games? 10 makes it really clear if you have that sensor ability. You don't have to waste a turn casting scan or whatever. Alright, off we go. Might stop at the hotel. Don't know how much money I actually need in the Yucca Desert, but it's more than 0. How much money do I need per ticket? To take a bunch of flights around the desert in order to progress in the game, apparently. I need to take some more money with me just in case. We've got a ton of it, so I can take 1280 or 1180, right? Yeah, right, paperclip. Hey, it's your dear old dad. I deposited another $10,000 into your bank account. No big D, right? I think honestly what it is it's like they calculate all those numbers using yen and they just put a dollar sign in front of it since it's supposed to be like the Japanese take on the West. So that's why, like, you know, a baseball bat costs $12,000. That's like 12 bucks. Drop 3 of the zeros and it makes a little bit more sense, and you got $23 in your bank account. I guess it's 2 zeros, right? 10,000 yen is 10 bucks. Is that right? That might be 3 zeros. Maybe Kami knows. I don't know if he's still hanging around. since he was just there. It's either 1,000 is $1 or $10. Even then, I wish I had 23 bucks in my account when I was 10 years old. Let's keep moving, going northwest. Now we've got cash. Great. $1,000. Okay, 1,000 yen is $10. Thanks, D-Rock. I dropped 2. Cool. 2 zeros. So then I really have like $230 in my bank account, which is that's still a lot of money for a 10-year-old to have, but more reasonable. You assume that his parents are somewhat wealthy. If you're playing EarthBound, it's implied that your parents borrowed money from Pokey's parents next door. Porky's parents, I'd say. Oh, I need to heal Anna. I'll do that after this battle. It's easy when you're trying to get back to where you were. We've been playing this game for almost an hour and a half and been going towards the same spot in the desert each time. Alright, congrats, D-Rock. Now when you play, you do fantasy hockey, right? When people play fantasy sports, how much does their allegiance to their own team matter, or is it all a numbers thing? I'm sure that varies from person to person. Barbot, nope, we're running from this one. We can try just using the regular run command. It seems like it costs a decent amount of psychic points to use 4D slip. Ow. Well, we'll see if we get away. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was so close. Unlucky smash attack goes from full health to dead in one hit. Alright, well, which way do we just come? We need to go find like a lone cactus. We need to go find the... Hold on. If I go due east, I think I'm gonna hit it. Nope. Not screwing around with these guys anymore. I don't care if it costs a ton of psychic points. We're using 4D slip all the time. Good God, it costs like 10. That's so much! Ugh, just to have a guaranteed runaway. Gross. Cool looking skeleton there, but different stuff to do. We can kill this thing, I think. These ones aren't so bad. Decent XP. Nice smash attack. Keep moving. Okay. Alright, there's the tank that we need. We can't use it yet, though. Gotta do some nonsense first. Hey dude, how much do your things cost? Oh, great. Okay, we took out way too much money. That's okay, we'll fly around. Save your ticket stubs. Oh god, you need to have 10 stubs in your inventory? Good lord. Gotta dump some items. Okay, so we gotta go hit those. That's how they're telling us those are important. Music is pretty bumpin'. My favorite songs in EarthBound is the Skyrunner song. Bosses tend to be immune, sure. Yeah, if you give me... Look, this dude should just charge me $50. That's really what he wants. Gotta do that like 10 more times. Just do all 3 of them. I guess we saved some money because Anna's dead. Okay, we'll do. Try to get all my ticket stubs while we're here so we don't have to do this again. Hopefully I've got the item space for it. I'll check that after this. This song is bumping, man. Wonder if someone's covered it. Like OC Remix or something like that. Hope so. That's cool. It makes sense for bosses to be immune to insta-kill. You could find a way to make that work, though. You could, like, make it so insta-kill spells do damage instead or something. Any number of ways I can envision getting that to work. Oh, how do we get... Oh, we get extra ticket stubs because multiple people are flying. Okay. So it is actually a downside that she's dead. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... We need to get rid of one of these, so let's dump the mouthwash. And then 10 reaches into a dead woman's bag. So you only really need to fly 5 times. I guess 4 if you had Anna alive. Makes sense. Oh, that's cool, Spiky. It's a rough problem to solve. You want your spells to be exciting to use, but you don't want your bosses to be trivial because of your exciting spells. This isn't Dungeons and Dragons where, like, your high-level wizards get spells that completely break the game. Two more, I think. Flying again. We gotta do one more after this one. Alright, we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ticket stubs. So yeah, one more time. Oh, that makes sense, Spiky. That's nice, and it's an elegant system, I think. Make it really clear. And you can see those? Those are visible on the enemy when you fight them, or do you have to like use a scan spell or something like that? Sure, so it's kind of like got the Metroid Prime 2 thing going on then, huh? Hey, Pax, you back in Columbus, man? Go have some canes for me, dude. Just talking about that. Also, you need to go dump your sphere points on Uncharted. I have it on the final list now for voting. You can do a mass vote. Game 12, I think. Alright, let's show them these ticket stubs. No ticket. Nice. Can we get out of this? Oh, I can't leave the tank while I'm in it, I don't think. This song is pretty sweet too. Yeah, okay, I gotta ride it to where I'm taking it. That's okay. This song is hella bumpin', man. It's like right here, right? There we go. So nice not having any random battles. Cool. Yeah, we gotta go back and check that cactus real quick before we move forward here, I think. Sucks, we'll get into some extra fights because of it. I was hoping that I could take the tank and get out of it to avoid some random battles. Tank is broken, of course it is. Ow. Let's see where are the ruins relative to the oasis. Way the hell west. Shit. But we'll go as far as we can. Now we can at least get past where the robot was. I think it's permanently dead. Doesn't respawn or anything. Good God. Encounter rate though. So I'm gonna be running a little bit over time today. Andrea's gonna be running late, and I started late on EarthBound Beginning, so I might go to like 6:30. So heads up, tomorrow for Halloween, my wife and I are gonna be playing Amnesia together, live on stream. We're starting at about noon Pacific or so. Maybe a little bit earlier. My target is noon. I don't think she has any idea what she's in for. I haven't played it or really watched anybody play it. I did some due diligence in researching like the controls and what, you know, a good way to play the game. But other than that, I don't know what to expect. Hey, dropped an item. I think that, what's his nuts can use that. What does help say? Helps that Weenie Jeff quite a lot. Can you equip it, or could you just use it as a weapon? Yeah, this game's brutal. Gonna be fun on the bun. That's what you say. Playing Amnesia tomorrow for Halloween. Yeah. Andrew's like, I'm just gonna go in my Zen state. It's not gonna be a problem. I'm like, great. Great. That's what's gonna happen. Ooh. So I'm not gonna make any promises. We might wuss out and stop. I understand the death penalty in the game is fairly mild. But, I can guarantee we're not going to beat it. Good Jesus God, no. It might be fun to see how far we can get before we die, though. Alright, can I remove his poison? Because that would be swell if I can. Healing Alpha that removes poison, isn't it? There we go. Very little, Yahan. I am expecting to... is this the one? I know that if you stand in the darkness, your sanity decreases. Alright, let me see if I can find this on my map before I go running randomly. I want to go west a little bit. That low sanity can cause hallucinations. That you have no weapons, so if there are well, I've seen pictures of the monster, I should say that. Andrea hasn't, I haven't showed her anything about it. She hasn't done any research. But when the game was really big and it came out, people were posting stuff from it on Reddit all the time, so I know what the monster looks like. Although you don't really get a chance to see it in the game because I understand that you get a sanity penalty for looking at it. And it like notices you if you stare at it, so it's more like you just see this shape and then you hide. Stare at a wall, hide in a cabinet, close a door. I'll save the playthrough if you ever want to check it out. It's tomorrow noon Pacific, so. Just a teensy bit worried. Hey Pax, did you ever play that with Mandy at all? You guys are more into horror. We're almost done with, holy shit, one shot, Jeff. We're almost done with Silent Hill 2, we're at the hotel. Alright, Ness, I need you to just survive until you can get to this goddamn cactus. It's fine. He's gonna get a bunch of XP that he doesn't need. This is the problem inherent in having party members who join you late in the game start at level 1. Like, you need them to be alive to get the XP, but since they're low level, they're the most likely to just die. Cool. It's one of these guys. Gotta go use your mind to talk. Oh, it's one with the face. Let's see it. Singing Cactus. I do like the 8 Melodies song in this game. It's very pretty. I also like the one that's in EarthBound. Yeah, we got 6 out of 8. 2 more. I'm gonna see if I can make it into that cave, because I don't think there are any monsters in there. We're gonna try using 4th dimensional slip to get us there. Right, Marco? I think I watched part of a day 9 run of Amnesia a long time ago. I know that you have tinder boxes and lantern oil. This would be a great opportunity for me to fight these if I had 3 people, but I don't, so I'm gonna run. God, that's so expensive. You know the game's brutal when they charge you 10 psychic points to run away. Wuss out. When your total is like 100. Should be a cheap spell. We get 2 more gimmies, then we gotta stop running. Hopefully we can make it to this cave in time. Stuck. There you go, Nintendo. And this one we definitely need to run from. I think blowing up will probably kill Nintendo in 1 hit. Alright, here we go. That's where we need to be. Just gotta get a few more steps. Watch it turn out that there's actually random encounters in the Monkey Grotto that I don't remember. This is my last run, I think. Ooh, okay, phew. Yeah, I'm not gonna have any PP left. Shit. So much for the last random encounter. Hopefully we can kill it then before it summons buddies. That's fine. We're already poisoned. Can't get double poisoned in this game anyway. Some games you can. Phew, glad we got to go first. Cool. Let's use Healing Alpha. Okay. Now he's well and truly out of psychic points. Right. Hopefully no fights down here. Most monkeys here will lie to you. There's also a monkey cave in EarthBound proper. No random encounters. Awesome. So this is progress. This is what we've been trying to get to for the last hour and a half. Welcome to EarthBound Beginnings. Finally got here and we've got 2 dead party members. This music is mostly recreated in EarthBound as well. It's a very similar song. It's not exactly the same. Monkey Grotto. Let's look at the maps here. We want to find all the stuff that's in here. Which there's quite a bit. Don't think there's anything in this first area. There is plenty of stuff in the next area though, so... I am a lady. Don't talk to me so casually. The truth is, I am a man. Welcome to EarthBound. Got a good story to tell you. You want to hear it? Well, you should be nice to friends. That's all I've got to say. Okay. Like these monkeys, they're straightforward. Now, the reason we want to come here and why this is so important, once we get through this part, it's going to change the exit from Magicant, so instead of taking us to that town we kept going to, it's taking us to a new town that we've never been to before. So the amount of backtracking we have to do whenever we die will decrease significantly. That's going to be really, really good. Just walk straight. Find truth in the path. Find truth at the end of your face. Map tells me there's something in here. PSI stone. I think that recovers PP in battle. Like EarthBound, PP recovery is difficult to come by. In combat, anyway. There's another one. Oh, that's right, check, not talk to. Okay. Next one is... keep going down this way. There's a monkey over here that gives us an item. Treat, and if you don't want to, go back. Oh, never mind, go forward. Man, imagine if there are random encounters in here. What's up? Here, I'll give you something nice. It's a quick capsule, it increases your speed, and I probably want to give it to Anna, because she tends to go last, and I need her to go first, because she's got much better healing spells than, or healing psychic powers than Nintendo does. Nintendo open present. There was PSI stone. Hey, Lava Crafter. Good seeing you again. Monkey, what you got for me? Turn right, then left to find something nice. I think that's a dead end. Said all the monkeys are liars. Don't go any farther. Nah, dude, I go where I want. Just another one of these. This goes to Magicant. Who has lost his tail? Alright. You might recognize Magicant as being in EarthBound. It's also featured in Smash Brothers. The most recent one is a stage. The flying men that are both in this game and in Mother 2, EarthBound. I'm gonna say we're gonna play for about another 20 minutes or so. We're going a little bit over time today since Andrea's working a little bit late. Summon Sword Knight? What kind of game series is it? Apex, do you think you'll be able to make it out here for that Zelda concert? The Zelda Symphony? I did have a good night's rest. Ness could do with a little bit of, like, hair, right? Looks like he's bald. Cool. Probably deposit the rest of that money. I guess I could grab some repel rings. You're a blacksmith that's like fighting things to get materials to craft stuff? That's kind of cool. Not a lot of games, like, a lot of games include blacksmiths in the story, but rarely do you actually play as one, right? Alright, let's grab some repel rings. Got cash we're not using. To reduce the number of frivolous random encounters. You're a frivolous random encounter. Cool 8-packs. Okay, we'll do Yahun. Hopefully we get to see you tomorrow for this amnesia nonsense. Andrea is so, like, blasé about it. He's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm like, okay. It's gonna be fine, you hold the controller. Or the mouse, I guess, technically. That's cool. Oh, Anna's full. Well, let's use one of her repel rings. Probably get rid of that ghost key. I don't think we need it anymore. It's pretty good. Speed by 6. Man, repel ring in action. Dropping that random encounter rate. Every RPG should give you some kind of control over the random encounter rate, preferably as just a menu switch like Bravely Default does it, but I'll take like an accessory with the Moogle Charm in Final Fantasy VI. I usually get hosed in Final Fantasy VIII because I'd get, is it Diabolos? Diablos. He has an ability that lets you stop random encounters. Oh, great, Yahan. Now, if Andrea wants to sit and control it, I'll watch her play. I'm gonna hold my breath, though. Oh, what do those do, Spiky? I never did ask, what's the, like, I've seen screenshots of Skies of Arcadia. It's a game I thought about picking up but never did for the GameCube, but, like, what's the elevator pitch for that game? What makes it different from other JRPGs? What's to do with, like, airships, right? It's cool. Cool, Mega Man. Alright, we can auto these guys, I think. Don't know which one's the weakest, though. Sky Pirates. Pirates, but in the sky. So we're coming up on the area of this game that has the secret enemy that gives a shitload of XP. There's also one in EarthBound. Mother 3 is really cruel. There's a metal monkey that you find that if you've played Dragon Quest, whenever you fight the metal slimes, they give you extra experience, right? And it behaves just like a metal slime in almost every way. Yeah, this is the red snake. This thing gives us a bunch of XP if we can kill it, so we're gonna try really hard. Hopefully it doesn't run. Shit. Guess we could just chill out here and try to fight one again. Now I'm gonna try to head down to the town. Anyway, you fight this metal monkey, you know, you hit it. Usually your hits miss, it likes to run away from you. It only takes 1 damage when you do hit it. But what they ended up doing is when you kill it, it just says, it was a good experience. Like, it doesn't actually give you any XP. Cruel. Probably gonna run before I can get a kill off here. God, it would be great if we could land one though. Shit. Cool, Specky. And another chance. Lord is smiling on us. We could try like paralyzing it or hypnosising it, but I don't think it's gonna work. Do beam. Alright. Build to run. I'll also be down if Jeff could get a crit. Looks like beam beta is the way to go. He'd still run on the next turn though. Phew. Alright. Yeah, wow, see. Anna gets a level right there and she's up to 20 now. Pretty good level too. See, what did she just learn? Super healing. It might be that healing pie. Oh, darkness. Like a blind ability. Cool, Specky. Excited to play it. It looks like we're gonna play it pretty soon. Oh yeah? How is that, Mega Man? What do you like shared resource bars? It's like a train station. In fact, it is. What's up, dude? I think there's a sword that I could have gotten that I skipped. Hold on. No, I think I have the sword deposited in Magic Camp. Hey, I found a new town. This song is also an EarthBound version of it. This plays in Happy Happy Valley. Ship abducted everybody. Come on, kid. Youngtown is full of children. You played EarthBound as many times as me. It's trippy to hear this song. It's almost like a demake. Big ship from the sky took mom and dad away, so they were abducted by aliens, which is consistent with the series story, right? My dad's voice coming from the mountains. Beyond the town of LA. Get it? LA. Oh, that's cool, Spiky. Pretty stoked for it. Hey, there's a house. Where's my mommy? Where's my daddy? Hey, it's baby. Mom told me this baby has mystic power. My name is Tom Garrickson. I like to introduce myself. It's my hobby. Okay. If it has mystic power, let's telepathy it. Even though my body is that of a baby. Yes, Pager King, if you wanted to check out the playthrough for it, it's on YouTube. That was the first thing I did on stream. I've beaten EarthBound and Mother 3 on stream. And EarthBound a shitload. It's my favorite game of all time. Alright, the baby taught me teleportation. Welcome to EarthBound. That's a skill we've sorely needed, given how tough it is to get around in this game. Give us some trouble in the future. It's a good idea to go out and train up around this town. I might use this town as a stopping point once I can find the shop and other such stuff. I'm in a really good position for next time. Okay, I'm gonna go this way just yet. Something's very strange with the Garrickson baby. Something very strange indeed. Psychic. 2 + 3 = 5. 8 - 4 = 4. I study all the time. Rock on, kid. Donnie Long. Hey man, it's groovin'. Dad isn't home and I don't care about money, so if you need a place to stay, stay here. Okay, I guess that's why you want to grind here, because they let you stay at the hotel forever. Cool, Spiky. Andrew was hoping that was going to be the case with Blue Dragon, but you get an airship and crash it in the first, like, hour. Spoiler alert. Really good game, though. I found a shop. I found a shop. Get that air gun. Need a little bit more money. Counts as a balance of $22,000, the tender age of 10. Okay, I think that the boomerang is better than the non-stick pan, though. Cool. Alright, and let's save. All airships all the time. Right on, Leon. This actual same song shows up in EarthBound. Can I sell you? I don't think I need any of those things, actually. I'm gonna leave the internet when Xenoblade Chronicles X comes out. Awesome. How does the Wii U Classic Controller compare to the Wii Classic Controller Pro? This controller is easily my favorite controller in the newest generation of titles. It's excellent. I have no complaints about it. It's very, very tight. I really feel like the trigger buttons have a nice feel to them. The positioning on the analog sticks is really nice. I'm a huge fan of it. I would say I like it better than the old, like, Wii Classic controller. We just beat Silent Hill Kami, so that'll be on Saturdays. We're going to try to keep games that weren't part of the voting spreadsheet on Saturdays. Not this weekend, because I'm going to be busy with recovering from staying up tonight. And then not next weekend, because that'll be the 24-hour stream, possibly next Saturday after that. We were just in Youngtown, where everyone is a child. Let's keep looking. I think we're... do we want to fight these guys normally? He doesn't really have any good attack magic. Most of his psychic abilities are better used for healing. She's pretty good at it though. Try Thunder Beta. I'll go over my plan for the 24-hour stream on the subscriber forum this weekend. Tell you what. Undertale Genocide will still happen, but I don't know if I'll do it in response to a, you know, Mario marathon. Plasma Beam? Is it a rare drop? Holy shit. Let's see if, oh man, I'm glad that we had inventory space for it. Just barely. Shit. What's the deal with this thing? Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Helps that Weenie Jeff quite a lot. Alright. Oh, he already has one. Okay, so I don't need to be that excited with it. Let's go ahead and use the repel ring, though. Sounds good, Plaster. That seems very reasonable. Yeah, right? That's part of why I say you should play EarthBound, then EarthBound Beginnings first. It has not aged very well as an NES RPG. This is still back in the day and age when, you know, an enemy dies, everybody else just misses if they all targeted the same person. I'm using telepathy on the trash can. Interesting. Can I talk to it? I am Jeff's father. I think Ninten's dad asked. You told me your name? Yes. The game asked me for my whole name earlier. The feature is also in EarthBound. I don't think there's one like that in Mother 3, but there's something kind of similar. What's up? Pippi. It's a little girl we rescued in the first town. Yeah, right, Yukipo? Did they ask you for your full name in Mother 3? I don't remember. I believe you, Plaster. It's been a while since I played it. They always, like, break the fourth wall, too. Like, you, the one holding the controller. What's your name? Cool, and they give us a place to spend the night. Not a place to save, though. The repel ring is doing its magic. I'm getting into other random battles out here. I do really like the music in this game. Quite a few of these tunes show up in some form or another in EarthBound. Yeah, I think that the nostalgia of EarthBound can hold you over into EarthBound Beginnings. It is still a really good game, but I can't think of an NES RPG or SRPG that has aged well. I saw somebody was doing a remake of this game using the EarthBound engine. There's a tool you can get called PK Hack that Tomato, the guy who did the translation for Mother 3, put together along with a couple other people at the starman.net fan site. And depending on what they do with it, like if they make it kind of an easy mode, fewer random battles, maybe a little bit more experience and money earned, a little less grindy, that could be really, really cool. So depending on the quality of that, if it's pretty much agreed to be high quality and there's not a problem with streaming it on Twitch, I might do that when it comes out. EarthBound's so good, man. It's the best. I know that's mostly like the nostalgia talking. It's not the greatest game ever, but I do really, really like it a lot. It does a lot of things right, I think. Alright, we're going to LA. Get it? This is where we get our fourth party member, if I remember right. last time I played this game was on an emulator. Before, this is not a fresh translation. This game was never officially released in the West until this year. They localized it in... They were doing this localization, and by the time it was done, the Super Nintendo had already come out, and they're like, no one in the West is going to buy an NES game now that the Super Nintendo's out. So they just didn't ship it. D-Rock's real name is... D-Rock Jr. the Third. I forgot, we had stream vote on what to name the characters, and D-Rock voted for that one. Nice. Later effects. Cool. See ya. BB Gang. You guys remind me of the sharks in EarthBound. This song comes back in EarthBound as well. There we go. Like other RPGs from this era, like your party members, when they join you, they start at the lowest possible level. Yeah, right? They usually are just using the console as best as they can. A tank earlier in the game. I'm gonna have to do that to get inside that house. Take it to the live show. Store's all sold out. Man, I gotta go find an ATM. I'm not carrying enough money on me. Brutal. Be careful who we talk to, get in these battles. Alright, 108 damage. Chrono Trigger, also Mario RPG was a pretty late Super Nintendo release. Conker's Bad Fur Day looks really, really good on the 64. Given that most 64 games don't look that great. Love and Peace, yeah. Very EarthBoundy thing for a random character to say. Yeah, I can't talk to the sign. You use the confirm button in EarthBound. They made this a little bit easier. You don't have to pick between talk and check. It just does whichever one is relevant for the current situation. All right, we're gonna save here. Gonna talk to the phone. You wanna save? Heck yeah, I do. Just like your mom, you never want to stop. Please don't push yourself so hard. Right on. Use our cash card. It's another one that you don't have to actually use the item to mess around with your ATM in the later titles. You just need to have it on you, but you don't need to use it. Let's take out 9,000 and see what all we can buy here. Inventory's full, but maybe there's something worth getting. Drugstore. Don't care about any of that. Does Persona typically release a game towards the end of a console's life cycle? Or the previous console? I was wondering if, it blows people's mind, but there was never a PS3 Kingdom Hearts game. It's been in development hell since the PS2. Ooh, I'm glad that kid was lying to us. The ticket's only $350. Who's the survival knife for? Oh, it's probably for the next character ring. That's why he also sells a butter knife. Let's go ahead and buy the ticket here. Hopefully we just need the one. We're gonna deposit most of this money again. We're gonna be fiscally responsible. I learned a lot of my fiscal responsibility as a kid from playing video games. I'm gonna try to make sure that my own kids either play in some kind of MMO or play in a game that requires them to manage their money in an environment that doesn't have any actual real long-term consequences for mistakes, right? I don't think I'd be as good with money as I am in real life if it wasn't for dorking around on the market boards and MMOs when I was a kid. And realizing that, like, if I participated in the lottery with my hard-earned gold, that it was a scam and it wasn't worth my time. I didn't have to do that with my real cash dollars that I needed to pay for my rent, you know? Yeah, I just have a Wii U. I have a gaming PC though, so I still don't see a really compelling reason to pick up an Xbox One or a PS4. Most titles are on all the systems right now, so you don't need to get them on multiples if you really, really want to. Sure. $200 for a tank is a pretty good deal, given that I have to spend like $1,800 on a hamburger. Welcome to the EarthBound universe. Here you go. Oh, I will. You're so cute. Can I buy you a drink? I'm underage. Oh, is the cop gonna show up? Oh shit. I didn't think they were actually gonna do that. A modern game would have definitely censored that. Like, I think that the bar turned into the cafe or like the milk bar or something in EarthBound. And they did that all the time. I think you're supposed to be pouring beer on Toma's grave in Chrono Trigger, and in the US version they censored it so that it was soda pop. Take your time. Think about what you've done. I get to stay for the night. That's cool. Sure did. What? You know, I finally got a boomerang. Oh, you son of a bitch. Man, Nintendo and their morality lessons. I have half a mind to undo that. Now I know. I thought maybe she was buying me milk or something, man. Alright, do we still have the ticket? Watch that turn out to be necessary for progress. It's not Dragon Quest style boomerangs, no. They don't hit all the enemies, unfortunately. But they do, they are an extremely powerful item that you can get early in the game. Later, Big Bang. Thanks for hanging out. Later, Yucca. See you later. What's up, dude? Saw your name on your hat. Sure. Go ahead and jam, dudes. That's what this club's like? Every Mother game has a concert scene. At least one. This is pretty bumpin'. Some of the music in this game has, they did like a version with lyrics. Like you can look up, Google, Mother Pollyanna, I think it's the name of the song. Lyrics are pretty good. In English. Thank you for your nice song. You guys beat up on my friends. Sure did. I'll smash you. Who's the boss? This is D-Rock. Let's see what we can do. Can I only pick fight? Oh, I think so. Yeah, it's one-on-one. More tenor. Ow. Smash attack me. You're quite a guy. Your name is Ninten? Let's call it a draw. His name, I think, the default name is Teddy. I seek vengeance for my parents. To the mountains. Okay. Alright. Final party member. See, that's interesting. You don't actually have 4 party members. You just, you replace Jeff, the nerdy character, with Teddy. Oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, well, enjoy another 2-minute song. Actually, that'll give me a chance to look up where we're supposed to go next, because we got about 8 minutes left, but I'd like to have us pointed in the right direction for the next maybe EarthBound Beginnings. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually get Jeff back in your party, or I think his name is Lloyd, the original name. Like, having a weakish character that gets replaced with a stronger character plaster. Oh, the concert better than EarthBound's, yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. I like the Runaway 5 a lot. The band in Mother 3 is pretty awesome. You see them a couple times, and the song is really, really bumping. LA. Drugs, variety goods. Okay. Don't do that again. I think we need to restock Teddy. We need to get him gear from Magic Hand. I think we also get him a sword that we have deposited right now. Alright, fine. Get out your dressing room. How much D-Rock would go back to the thieves? No. I'm afraid of the cops. The game is giving me good reason to. Okay, so we're gonna go, let's go ahead and go to the ATM because it's easier to interact with that one than to find the one that's in Magic Hand. And if you are a Smash Brothers fan and haven't seen this game before, you will see the reason why Magic Hand is a stage in Smash 4 for 3DS. Actually, it's both in this game and in EarthBound. Slightly different overall theme to its purpose. It's supposed to be like a super hype moment when you go to Magic Hand and EarthBound because you're someone who played EarthBound 0. Like, oh my god, we're back here again. Holy shit. Give some of those back. I think he starts at the same level that Lloyd was at, maybe? Not 100% sure on that. Okay, we want to go find, there's a person here who acts as a goods storage that I think has a sword for Teddy. Not him. Strange clothing you wear. Surely monsters will come after those clothes. Oh, that's why we get attacked. What possible reason would she have to be embarrassed? I am the mysterious goods keeper. This is, yes. Pick out. Sword. Sword is once more in your possession. Awesome. What else does he need to equip? Let's look here. He needs to equip everything. Sure. Because he's actually strong enough that, especially with the sword, that he can take out a lot of enemies in a single attack, so it's a lot easier at this point in the game. I'm kind of playing it on hard mode with the party we had before. And we want the H2O pendants. Yep. Gonna buy something from the other two shops, and then we'll go ahead and save. Do a gold ring. Let's go equip those two things real quick. There's one more thing I think we can get for him. This actually is kind of an advantage of Mother over some of its NES RPG contemporaries. They give you an item very early in the game that lets you escape and return to this safe area in Magicant. It's always safe to come here. You can rest for free. You can resurrect your characters for free. So even though the game is kind of grindy and rough, if you're having a really hard time in a dungeon, you're not going to worry about gaming over and losing your progress. Just use the Onyx Hook. Yeah, it's going to make you walk all the way back to where you were, but you can at least keep all of the experience you earned and start back from where you left off. Cool. Teddy's all equipped. Yeah. Cool. So thank you guys for hanging out. We beat Uncharted today, so the game on this spreadsheet, vote.marstead.com, that has the most votes at midnight Pacific tonight will replace Uncharted next week. It looks like it's going to be Phoenix Wright, but it looked like that last time. I don't think anyone has enough sphere points right now to single-handedly sway the vote for any one game. But if anyone wants to try to push it, keep an eye on it. Speaking of midnight, we'll actually be live when that happens. We're going to be playing Xenoblade Chronicles X in 3 hours from now. So that's midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific when it launches. If you want to tune in for that, I'd be happy to have you. We're just going to be playing from 9 until I'm tired. It will see whether it really hooks me or not. If I'm really excited about Xenoblade Chronicles, I'll see if I can fit it into the schedule some way without taking time away from other games. Otherwise, I'm sure we're going to beat Xenoblade Chronicles X eventually, but I did want to give a quick shout out at it right when it comes out. Other stuff on the schedule. Tomorrow, Friday, is Zelda Day. We're going to be playing Phantom Hourglass from 2 until 6. We're probably going to beat it somewhere in the middle and then switch to Spirit Tracks. So look out for that. And then next week, Monday, will be some more Zelda. And we go from Friday to Monday. So basically 2 stream days in a row of Zelda. With probably going to be EarthBound Beginnings next Tuesday. We're pretty close to beating it. I don't know if we'll quite beat it next Tuesday, but we'll become really close, and then we can knock this one out. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Have a good 3 hours, or a good rest of your night if you're going to bed. We look forward to seeing you for some Xenoblade Chronicles X in about 3 hours. Later, guys.